First, let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Little Caesars. Starting in goal, number 33, Grayson Mylock. Starting on defense, number 91, Jack Peterson. On defense, number 66, Jackson Reeder. At forward, number 9, Vincent Margoni. At forward, number 77, Ty Kennedy. And at center, number 42, Landon Jackman. Now let's welcome all the rest of Little Caesars. Come on up. There you go. Little Caesars is coached by David Lindwall. This is Coach Steve Schiefer. And now let's talk about the today's one team. SDP Team Minnesota, starting in goal number 82, Brendan Wright. On defense, number 14, Becker Winton. And number 15, Miller Wiggins. And the forward, number 27, Ben Knudsen. At forward, number 9, Connor Tate. And at center, number 8, Boone Chartier. Now let's welcome the rest of Team Minnesota. Minnesota's coach by Zach Booter. We played the end of the first game of the day, so let's play hockey.
All right. The 2009 championship game, Little Caesars in the orange and SDP Minnesota in the blue are underway, and these are the top two teams in the 2009 bracket. More on them as the game goes on as it's played into the SDP zone. Miller Winkus, number 15, beaten to the puck in the corner by Landon Jackman, number 42, and now goes back behind the net. Winkus will play it up the boards, and it comes out to center finally. And controlled and dropped back into the zone by Vincent Arnone, number 9, leading scorer for Little Caesars. Now played out to center, and here's Connor Tafe. And he lost possession, kicked over by Jackman, and then played on in deep as Little Caesars will get a line change. And SDP in control. They'll play it rink wide in their zone. Becker Wenkus playing it out to center. Now shot right back in rink wide and chasing after it. Arnone in the corner. He puts it in front, and it took a weird hop on the goaltender, Brandon Wright. Now, centering pass, broken up in front, and SDP will start back. Played it to center, now back into the zone. Diego Gutierrez, number 4, playing it rink wide, and SDP touches it offside. Grayson Mylock in goal for Little Caesars. 9 games, 12 goals against, an average of 1.68. Save percentage of 91.9. Brandon Wright for SDP in goal, 2.16 goals against, 15 goals against in 8 games, and an 89.8% save percentage. Puck at center, and SDP will play it on into the zone. Going back for it is Gutierrez in the left corner. Play it around to the right. Minute 19 gone in this game. A middle outlet pass comes right back to the outside. And now they're trying to regroup at neutral ice, and it's carried on into the zone by SDP's Channing Goodwin. And he can't bring it towards the net. Back comes Little Caesars. Here's Max Adams over the line, and that's broken up. But it comes right back in front, and a shot by Levi Weinberger. Winds up going wide of right. Now picked up and carried on out to center. After it, Bergloff for SDP. Bennett Bergloff couldn't get it. Now it comes back into the left corner of the SDP zone. And Channing Goodwin trying to ring the net. Lost possession. Centering pass and a point-blank save. Looking behind them. They score! Weinberger took the initial shot, but the last touch is what will matter. And at 2 minutes, Little Caesars has the lead 1-0. Wright had it mostly saved, but could not control it. Had his pads together, looked behind him, and by then it was already in the net. Now we'll check out the scoring here as Robin Cook, the public address announcer, will soon have his say. Weinberger gets the assist, and it is Chris Corey scoring the goal, his fifth. And it's played around behind the net, play in the SDP zone. And Little Caesars taking it to him in the early going as a hit thrown in the corner by Cole Forrest for SDP. The puck free and controlled by Little Caesars in any event. And played back behind by Kristen Kaloji, 10 assists. Second leading scorer. Now a pass to the point, winds up all the way back in the zone, and Mylock will play it behind the net. Slapped up the wall on the right by Jack Peterson. That's held in. SDP looking for a chance in front, and they put it right through Jackson Hendricks' skate blades. And it comes to center. Over the line, Little Caesars. Arnone takes the shot, and he missed the net. To the goaltender's left, tipped ahead by Dylan Donnie, trying to get out by SDP, and now off to the boards it goes, and here's Savir Jaworski playing it towards the side of the net, and finally SDP is able to pick it up. They play to center, and Tafe tips it ahead. Chasing after it as Bennett Knutson. Goaltender is out. Tafe picks it off along the wall, but can't hold it. Comes out to center as Miller Winkus then plays it back in and heads back out. Now an outlet pass, tip back into the left corner, and play it up, and here comes Little Caesars through neutral ice. They pass ahead. Arnone lays it into the slot. Here's a shot by Ty Kennedy and a save by Wright. And the puck is cleared all the way down the ice. SDP will be charged with icing with 10:57 to go in the first. Little Caesars has a 1-0 lead. Take the face-off all the way back. Little Caesars coming into this game, and we'll get the standings for you in a minute as we have the play in the SDP zone. Take care of that piece of business first. Loosen the circle and played ahead. Finally, they try to get out. Here's a shot in front. They score, and it's 2-0. They couldn't get out of the zone, and Savir Jaworski was open in front. And it's 2-0 at 4:28. The Little Caesars off to a very good start. 2 goals on 5 shots. Now they come in again. Here's Adams up the slot. That's blocked. Comes loose in front and bowled over as he wanted to shoot was Corey. Landon Jackman is being given credit for that goal. Jackman's 4th, and Arnone gets the assist. Now here comes SDP in, and a shot right off the mask as it came to Cole Forrest, and Mylock made the stop. SDP back on their heels a little bit now as they trail at 2-0, just over 5 minutes in. Pass to center ice, picked up and carried on into the zone, 3-on-2. And now Adams is forced wide as the defense gets back. And Cooper Avalar around on the far side for Hendricks. Jackson Hendricks banks it off the boards, and it's blocked out by Gutierrez. Now carried over the line, Corey, and he could not control it. Back out to center, and Weinberger will play it back in for Little Caesars. Here's Adam Margino behind the goal. for SDP. And Avalar will circle back. Play it up the near wall. And now back in to help out is Boone Chartier, leading scorer with 16 points for SDP. Now they'll bring it out, and it's deflected high in the air on a sweep check by Connor Kyman, number 44. And Little Caesars gets possession back in their zone. They'll step out to neutral ice. Jackson Reeder plays it in. And that'll come out to the right side, banked off the wall to center. SDP does not have a shot on goal yet, and we played over 6 minutes of the first period. Now played back into the zone. They should have a shot on goal because Mylock certainly would have figured it out as he got hit in the mask with a shot. Now it comes to the near side, and here's Corey, fed rink wide by Miller Winkus. It's going to come all the way down the ice. Can they get there in time? No, and it's an icing. 8.5 to go in our first period. Little Caesars and SDP tied at 2-2 at the Darien Sportsplex on May 13th, and SDP defeated Little Caesars 6-2 in Oak Park on May the 5th. So, and they played again yesterday and went to a 3-3 tie. So these teams are really evenly matched, but right now it's Little Caesars with their noses in front. And it's picked up by Becker Winkus and kicked out to center ice and then shot back into the zone. 8 minutes to go in the first period. Miller Winkus passes up the middle. It comes out to center. And that's picked up by Gutierrez. And he gets it back, working against Goodwin. Plays over the line. And now loose at the left edge. Finally swept off to the corner, and Bergloff for SDP now leaves it for Becker Winkus. Played up on the wall. They can't get out. Here's Gutierrez shooting, and it goes wide of Wright's goal. Now loose along the wall and played around behind the net. Miller Winkus has to chase it. And here's Becker in the left corner. Now spinning there with the puck is Jackman. Goes beside the net. A centering pass. It's 3-0 as Arnone sneaks in at the back post and sweeps in a centering pass for his 13th goal. It's 3-0 Little Caesars at 7:42 of the first period. Clearly not the start that SDP had in mind, but they have been blitzed here in the early going. They've been outshot 7-0 and outscored 3-0, and we're going to get a timeout taken by SDP as they have come unglued here in the early going. We'll take a quick break and come back with more from Braemar Arena right after this. Puck came over to Arnone at the right edge, and he tucked it home, but it's any event 3-0 Little Caesars. 7:15 to go in the first period, and SDP, after a timeout, to settle things down, will go to work. Now Little Caesars comes back out down the near wing. It's played ahead by Adams in deep. And going after it in the corner, Connor Wong playing it around on the near side. And it comes out, SDP with a rink-wide pass to center ice. And here's Hendricks over the line, and he couldn't get in. They had men trapped. The puck dribbles out to center. And now they'll carry it in. Here's Kennedy in deep. He shoots, and he just missed the net. Comes around to the far side as now played back into the zone. Now Wong feeding it over to the left. And it's flipped on into the zone by Grant Wilson, and now here comes Little Caesars back. Bounding puck comes onto the goaltender off Peterson's stick. And Little Caesars winning a lot of the loose pucks here, and that's part of their success. Connor Tafe down the far wing. He'll shoot it in, and it rings the boards around to the near side, and it'll be Chartier getting it there. Chartier back for Tafe. It goes back behind the goal. And it's picked up by Jaworski and played to the point, held in there, and a shot goes off the traffic, controlled finally by Jaworski. And around on the near side, Little Caesars will break out to center, leading by 3. Step up there on defense, and it's played on into the zone by Avalar. 11 assists for SDP, no goals. And it comes now to the near boards, and they'll break out 3 wide. Over the line, they turn that into a 2-on-1. And here's Kaloji shooting, and that goes off right. Off to the near boards, 5:20 to go in the first period. And it's been literally all Little Caesars. Centering pass. Now an outlet pass hits the forechecker Jaworski, and finally the puck picked up by SDP, and they bring it to center. Here's Tafe down the wing. Tafe feeds it across to the left. Here's a shot that goes wide of the goal by Bergloff. And now Tafe throwing a hit in against the boards. Now to the right point, Miller Winkus playing it over to the left side. Here's a shot right on and a save by Mylock, his first of the game. So it takes SDP over 10 minutes to get a shot on goal. But they do finally. And we'll get a face-off as Becker Winkus taking the shot. Now behind the goal, SDP with it. Bank to the right point. Miller Winkus over to Becker, takes a shot, saved by Mylock, and boy, that got there in a hurry. And now knocked out of the air. Winkus now played into the zone. Jackman chasing after it, but Becker Winkus gets there first. Now played out to center, and here comes SDP. Nicholas Anderson, and it's broken up in front, rolls up the slot, and here he is, Becker Winkus with it, and he lost possession. It comes out to center, drop back into the zone. 4:10 to go in the first period. Bergloff on the right. Now throws it ahead and will pick it back up, shooting it into the zone. Chasing after it is Anderson in the right corner. Around behind the net, Little Caesars taking care of business, and they come out. They have 2-on-1 with back pressure over the line. Jackman closing, shooting, save made by Wright, and we'll get a face-off in the SGP zone. The 3:55 left in the first. Now from the draw, it comes to the right point. Weinberger playing it behind the goal. And it's going to be picked up there. A centering pass, loose in front, trickles through to the far side. And Jackson Hendricks gets to the red line, and that's then rubbed out. He plays it in, and Forrest chases after it, but getting there first is Sig Ebersold. We're on the near side for Little Caesars. He has it now on the wall, and a rink-wide pass out to center, tip back into the zone, and Wilson slows it up, but carrying on. Adams in the far circle. Now it goes behind the net, and SDP cleaning up behind their net, and a hit thrown in against the near boards. Now a rink-wide pass to Grant Wilson, and he plays it back to center ice. They're having trouble at neutral ice as Little Caesars is really not allowing them lanes into the zone, and finally they ice the puck. And it'll come all the way back in the SDP zone. They're finding it difficult to make a zone entry that is able to generate a good scoring opportunity. 3:03 to go in the first period. And it's been a terrific start for Little Caesars. From the draw. Played around behind the goal. And now another outlet pass is blocked. They're having trouble getting out as Avalar behind the goal. Now he lost possession. And Corey goes down. There's going to be a penalty here to SDP. Going to be a checking from behind, sort of a penalty, a shot right on, and the rebound touched by Tafe, and now the penalty will be called. 2:39 to go in the first period. SDP is about to go shorthanded. Checking from behind is going to be the penalty, and it's on Adam Margino. And it's a minor penalty. Time of the penalty is 12:21. The first period, first power play for Little Caesars. And that's going to be 2 and 10 as a second player is over to serve the minor portion of the penalty. So Marginal gets 2 and 10 for checking from behind. And now down the wing, SDP breaking in. And a chance dies for Bennett Knutson as it comes to center ice. And here is Little Caesars back over the line. And Jaworski lost out behind the goal of Miller. Wenkus cleared around and out. 2:15 to go in the first period. So Marginal will not be available until the middle of the second period. And now down the wing. It's picked up by Little Caesars, and they will carry it. Arnone behind the goal, swings around to the near side, and drops it back to Gutierrez in the high slot. Wines, fires, and a save made, and a paddle stick by Wright. With the paddle of the stick, he knocks it away. Now over to the far side, a centering pass, and trying to turn it in front was Kaloji to no effect. They still have the puck with 90 seconds in the period, 50 seconds in the power play. Here's Jaworski behind the goal. Banks it off the boards, and Gutierrez, top of the circle. Now played around behind, and Arnone in control. Changes places with Gutierrez, and now a pass not handled by Jaworski, and now a race for it as chasing after it is Knutson, and he gets there in time to put the defenseman under pressure. He makes the turn with 1 minute to go in the period, 20 in the power play, and they come in 3-on-2. A centering pass, and tipping it wide in front of the goal was Arnone. Now it comes back in front. There's Jackman shooting, and a sprawling stop by Wright. A follow-up goes wide. Jackman with a good chance. He has it at the right point as SDP comes back to full strength. They have killed off the penalty. Here's Jackman in the slot. Threw it in front, and that's blocked. Comes up the slot, picked up finally by Jaworski. Out of the right side, Jaworski again to Arnone in the corner. He centers it, and Knutson's there to pick it off, but they finally do play it out. And here's a 2-on-1. Here's Tafe over the line. Closing in. Tafe fires, and a save made by Mylock, who came out to challenge him. Now Gutierrez plays it ahead. Here's Jackman over the line. He takes a centering pass. It comes through to the near side with 6 seconds in the period. Centering pass by Peterson is deflected behind the goal, and the first period is over. And very good period for Little Caesars as they come in and handle SDP. Now we get a little set two behind the goal. We may get penalties out of this. Shots in the period 12-3 for Little Caesars, and they lead at 3-0 on the scoreboard. So it's a Michigan first period as Little Caesars comes out and dominates. We'll take a break and come back with more after this on the Youth Hockey Hub. Back at Braemar Arena, second period ready to start, 3-0. Little Caesars leading SDP Minnesota. We have penalties to both teams from that little fracas. Connor Kyman going for Little Caesars. Actually, there'll be one penalty each way as we still have Marginal serving his misconduct. And those penalties will be at 15 minutes of the first period, and I did not see who went into the box for SDP, but we'll check out Robin Cook's word in a moment, and that will tell us all we need to know. Wong and Kyman going each for roughing at 15 minutes of the first period. And now SDP back in its zone. Becker-Wenkus in control. Shots were 12-3 in the first period. Here comes SDP down the wing. Becker-Wenkus over the line. That goes off the defenseman Weinberger to the far boards. Teams changing ends in the second period and attack towards their benches. Becker-Wenkus goes it ahead, and here comes Goodwin. Channing Goodwin in the circle. He takes the shot, and that's deflected behind the goal by Reeder. And now it's cleared past the defender, Avalar, and he'll chase it back in the SDP zone, and that'll allow Little Caesars to get a change. Long pass is picked off at center ice. And over the line, Peterson, and he had a player offside, had to come back out, Corey. Then he plays it back in. Delayed offside, and now they clear the zone. Little Caesars does and takes that off. Now over the line, Miller-Wenkus with it. Centers it. Toe drag in front as Tafe tried to get a shot away and couldn't. Now comes over to the right side, and Grant Wilson over there to force the play to the boards and win the puck. It goes behind the net. Now Knutson feeds it to the right point. That's held in, and a shot in front from Luke Keinel is blocked, and now it's cleared around to the near side, and SDP looking for a way out. Now they do get the puck, and Bennett Knutson carries it. Tried to split the defenders, and there was one too many. It winds up being shot back into the zone, and Grant Wilson going after it for SDP. Plays it out to center ice, and it's going to be picked up by Jackman as he turns around and feeds the center circle, but then lost possession. SDP has to wait for men to get onside, and Chartier shoots it in. Now loose in the right corner, a bump thrown there, and the puck comes out to center ice. Bouncing puck to the far side, Little Caesars in. And a centering pass, a save made by Brandon Wright as Corey tried to play it in front. Now SDP back down the far wing. They lost it in the referee's skates. That's always annoying as Tafe plays it back in. It's annoying for both player and official alike. And over the line they come. A shot winds up deflecting wide from Jaworski into the far corner. Nicholas Anderson trying to play it ahead, and that doesn't get out of the zone. Now play back behind the goal. And Arnone centers, nobody home. And Wilson for SDP trying to get out, and that's broken up by Diego Gutierrez, is played back into the zone. Now played around behind the goal. And finally shot all the way down the ice. And SDP will be charged with icing with 11:46 to go in the second period, and they have had really no extended threat to speak of here, as Little Caesars has carried the play to them for the most part. The penalized players, Kyman and Wong, are out of the box now, and teams never were affected in manpower, but now they have their players back in any event. It's shot rink wide into the SDP zone, and Wong will chase after it. He's got it behind the goal. Tried to carry it out and lost out. Jaworski plays it down behind the goal, and Cole Forrest around on the near side. Now backhanded ahead out to center ice, and kicked back in by Reeder. Wong with it, playing it over to the right, and SDP will set up again. Here's Wong, and the forecheck is aggressive here for Little Caesars. They had two in deep, and a third high as now comes over to the near side as Ebersol playing it behind the goal. Now loose at the left edge, and it comes to the slot area. Here comes SDP back. They have 2-on-2. As they come over the line, here's a shot and a stick save by Mylock. Comes to the near boards, and Wong from the hash mark chips it behind the goal into the corner. Now back out, and Wong can't hold it. It comes all the way back, and SDP has to come back for it. And now Wong lost it behind the goal, and going to be controlled finally by, well, let's see, it's a pile up on the boards. I can't see who has it yet. Now finally behind the goal, SDP will get control. Pass up the middle comes out to center ice, and Goodman is in a battle there with Keinel, and now SDP will pick up the puck finally. Here's Nicholas Anderson looking to center it. It comes to the high slot, and a pass back down to the corner. looking for Goodwin, and Goodwin behind the net loses possession, and Adams for Little Caesars down the far side plays to center ice, and Kennedy lost out. SDP gets possession now. Pass up the middle is tipped ahead by Bergloff, but it comes right back out to center ice, and SDP will try again. Over the line, Wenkus put on a nice move. He's going in a backhanded shot, and a save by Mylock as Becker Wenkus got in. Now here's a centering pass from Anderson that's picked off, and here comes Little Caesars. They have 3 up front, but 2 of them are changing. And now the puck cleared over to the near side, and SDP's Bergloff at center ice will drop it back into his zone. And Becker Wenkus from the red line rink wides it into the zone, and then SDP finishes a change. 9:13 to go in the second period as the puck comes out to center, and an outlet pass blocked. They'll have to try again out to the near side. It's picked up and over the line comes Avalar in the circle. Avalar going in deep. He centers it. Oh, it's off the heel of Knutsen's stick. He had 4x6 if he could have controlled that. And now here's Tafe at the left point. Now throws it up the slot. Closing in is Avalar. Now to the right side. Centering pass comes onto the goaltender. Scramble at the right edge, and it's underneath Mylock's glove. And a face-off coming up with 8:45 to go. And we're going to get a goaltending change for SDP. Coming in is Hudson Ferry, number 31. At the 8:43 mark, Ferry with a 2.71 goals against average. Here's Avalar shooting, and he just put it over the top. This is the best stuff we've seen from SDP yet today. And now along the boards, Tafe trying to hold it, and Tafe does get it. Finally it comes to the slot, and Arnone will play it ahead, just too far. Would have had a breakaway, but unable to complete the pass as Corey had the gap, but was not able to get possession. We'll take it all the way back with 8:21 to go. Hudson Ferry, 88 save percentage in this event. 19 goals against in 8 games and a 271 goals against average. From the draw, SDP in control, and a shot is gloved by Mylock. It came right onto him, and we'll get a face-off. Just a few seconds burned. Shots are 12-7 now, and it means it's 4-0 for SDP in the second period. Now Little Caesars comes out. Here's Corey throwing it ahead. Arnone, and then he lost possession. SDP will come back. And Knutsen over the line. Drop pass to the circle. Tafe fires, he scores! Connor Tafe, his 3rd goal, and SDP is on the board. Through a screen, Connor Tafe. And it's 3-1. At exactly 7 minutes of the second period. Tafe connects, and SDP has life. They played much better here in the second period. Now it's shot on into the zone by Hendricks. Ring the boards behind the net. Peterson gets it and will get the goal. Connor Wong on the assist, and it's 3-1 for Little Caesars. Now it comes out to the right point, and Becker Wenkus with it turning. Takes the shot, deflected on the way to the goal, winds up behind. They're buzzing wraparound attempt at the right edge, and that comes to grief as Forrest came close and now pushes and shoves. And we'll get a face-off in the Little Caesars end. 7:21 to go in the second period. And here's Gutierrez going around behind the goal towards the far side. Jaworski ahead to center ice. Kennedy. And he is shouldered by Jackson Hendricks, but carrying on is Weinberger in the circle. He shoots, and he's wide of Hudson Ferry's goal. Now a centering pass. They were open in front, and that's tipped away. Here comes Dylan Donnie back for SDP. Lost out to Gutierrez, who plays it back out to center. And in the center circle now, Becker Wenkus banks it ahead. And it's controlled by Ebersold for Little Caesars out to center, and now a steal. They had men trapped, but Gutierrez carries on, and here comes Kaloji, and he takes a shot. Stick save by Ferry off to the far boards. And a penalty coming on SDP and Jaworski for taking down Cole Forrest. And we're going to face off down ice on a power play for SDP. It'll be their first. And a tripping penalty against Sarver Jaworski. Time of the penalty is 8 minutes and 29 seconds of the period. Becker Wenkus works to the high slot, feeds it over to the right side, then gets it back on a return. And they'll work it. Here's a shot right on. Score! And trickled through. The shot taken by Chartier on the wing boards. And Mylock stopped about 96% of it. The remaining 4 is enough to get it over the line for a power play goal, and SDP now trails only 3-2. .846, a power play goal. And SDP right back in it. With goals a minute 46 seconds apart. Becker Wenkus to Chartier for his 11th goal. A power play goal at 8:46, and it's now 3-2. Face off at center ice. And SDP will carry over the line. Tafe tried to put on a move and fell in the circle. Wong carrying on. Now at the top of the circle, he throws through traffic, and a chance in front. Chartier score from the wing boards, and are tied at 3. A sharp angle shot, and SDP has come all the way back in the first 9 minutes of the second period, and an inspired goal by Bennett Knutson. That's his 12th. SDP has now scored 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes and 12 seconds to tie the game at 3-3, and they have outshot Little Caesars 7-0 in this period. Picked up for Little Caesars by Keinel and plays it ahead, and over the line they come. We'll wait for the announcement from Robin Cook on the 3rd SDP goal. Chartier Knutson is going to be given an assist on the goal, which is now being credited to Connor Wang. That's his first. So Knutson gets an assist, and the last touch from Wang is. And Little Caesars has changed goaltenders as well. And here's a shot by Knutson, a blocker pad save by Aiden Meyer, the new goaltender. And it winds up going behind the goal. Played ahead by Weinberger, and finally out to center ice. Aiden Meyer, we'll get you his numbers in a minute. Both teams now have changed netminders as the puck is knocked over the glass and out of play. Meyer, 8 games, 18 goals against, 2.63. They average 83.6% save percentage. 4:49 to go in the second period, and SDP has come back from a 3-0 deficit to tie the game at 3. Becker Wenkus behind the goal. Plays it out, and it's going to come all the way down the ice. Going after it is Peterson, not far enough for icing. And Peterson fans on the outlet pass, Bergloff on him. Now it runs to the circle, and Little Caesars will carry out to center. Pass tip, Becker Wenkus into the zone, and now carrying on up the slot is Kaloji, and he has it on the far side. And now Little Caesars will try to set up. Left point shot deflected down by Miller Wenkus to the right side from Peterson. Now banked off the boards, and they try to steer it ahead. Goodwin gets it to the blue line, but not out. Now they do carry it. Becker Wenkus will lead the rush. 3 wide over the line. Keeps possession, fires, save made by Meyer, and it goes off to the boards. And now Goodwin is in after it. Now a pass ahead, and here comes Little Caesars in. Jaworski on the right is forced wide, and then it plays it up the boards. They try to swing in front of the net, and we're going to get a whistle and a hooking penalty coming on SDP, and it will put Little Caesars back on the power play. And the hooking penalty is called against Bergloff. .11:21 the time. Second power play for Little Caesars. They did not score in their first. And behind the net, it's picked up finally by Adams for Little Caesars. Left point, Gutierrez. Now closing. The centering pass for Jackman on the near side. And Jackman winds up leaned in against the boards by Hendricks. Now goes behind the net and controlled finally by Arnonius. Now he drops it up the slot. Gutierrez takes a shot, loose in front, and it's picked up by Peterson to the far boards with 3:07 to go in the period, as Little Caesars looking menacing on this power play as Gutierrez at the right point. Now to Jackman. Through and a shot. Blocker pad save, loose at the left edge. They score! A power play goal puts Little Caesars back on top 4-3 with 2:53 to go in the second period. And we'll see who winds up getting the last touch on that. Might have been Arnone, but we'll see. In any event, it's a power play goal, and Little Caesars is back in the lead at 12:07. Now they come back. Arnone's centering pass blocked to the corner. He goes back for it. Now Jackman behind the net against Marginal. Maxwell Adams has been given a goal. It's his first. The event assists going to Gutierrez and Jackman. Power play goal at 12:07, and it is 4-3. Now from the face-off, Peterson plays it off. Takes a shot that winds up going behind the net. 2:20 to go in the period. There's a hit thrown by Tafe in the corner, picked up by Chartier. Rink wide out to center, and out to center where Gutierrez nearly lost it to Knutson, but carries on over the line, and here's a nice play by Marginal back on after his misconduct penalty. Checking from behind finally expired. Now shot on into the zone, and a stick save made by Ferry. Now it comes up the slot, and it's controlled by Tafe with 1:54 to go in the period. Tafe to the near side. Knutson can't control, and Peterson has it for Little Caesars. Over the line, Peterson tries a toe drag. Nothing doing there as Avalar knocks it away and back out to center. Reeder playing it in with a man trapped, and we're going to have another penalty coming. Are they going to put Little Caesars, I believe, back on the power play? We'll see. The official was pointing. Nope, it's going to go against Little Caesars, excuse me. Well, Peterson thought he'd been penalized, and we're really not sure what's been called here. As it turns out, it's just going to be taken back for a face-off in the Little Caesars zone. So no penalty. And they'll break out to center ice into the zone with 90 seconds to go in the period. Finally controlled by Bergloff. Rink-wide pass to the far side, and now Becker Wenkus to center. Play down to the glove. Nice play by Bergloff. He closes, he scores! Bennett Bergloff! Played it down to the glove onto his own blade, went in and beat Mayer to the far side, and we're tied at 4 with 1:19 to go. Bennett Bergloff's 11th goal. .13:41 is the time, and it is 4-4. Now back in the zone, played out to center. Got the announcement. Anderson and Wilson getting assist. Less than a minute to go in the period, and here come Little Caesars again. A shot and a save made off Jaworski by Hudson Ferry. Could be a good third period as it comes into the zone to the left of the goal. Now played up the slot. SDP trying to win the puck in shooting position as Wang takes a shot, and that's a bounding puck backhanded chance in front, and that's knocked wide by Bergloff. Was the hot hand. Penalty coming on Little Caesars as a check from behind will even the score in the checking from behind department. 24 seconds to go in the period. And we're going to get penalties both ways. Bergloff is going in for SDP. And I believe it's Jackson Hendricks for Ebersol for Little Caesars, excuse me. Puck comes out to center, and Little Caesars will carry over the line. Peterson shooting. Blocker pad saved by Ferry with 10 seconds to go. Goes to Gutierrez at the left point. Now out to center, and there's a break with 5 seconds to go. Hendricks closing, he shoots, and a save made at the buzzer by Aiden Meyer, actually with 0.4 of a second to go. Each team getting cross-checking penalties, Bergloff and Ebersol. At 14 minutes and 46 seconds. And the goaltender's been pulled with half a second to go, and the puck drops harmlessly, and that ends the period. But 4 goals for SDP in the second period. They erase a 3-0 deficit, and it's now tied up at 4. They had 11 shots on goal in the period, and they held Little Caesars to 4. So for the game, it's now 16-14 on the shot board, favoring Little Caesars. So we will take a break and come back with our third period. Should be a good one. 4-4 after 2 on the Youth Hockey Hub. Third period from Braemar Arena in Edina, Minnesota, the western suburbs of the Twin Cities. Glad to have you along on the Youth Hockey Hub today. Jeff Pappas, my name, as we get ready to play the third period. It's 4-4. Corey, Jackman, Arnone, and Adams for Little Caesars. Tafe, Chartier, Wang, and Bergloff for SDP, which really a mirror image of their first period. Little Caesars with a 12-3 advantage in the first period in shots, 11-4 for SDP in the second, 3-0 for Little Caesars in the first period, 4-1 in the second for SDP. So penalty boxes. There'll be one player apiece in. Bergloff and Ebersold still have time remaining in their penalties late in the second period. So coincidental minors, and they'll be getting out about 1:46 into this third period. The teams are even strength. And a couple of very good games to close out this U.S. Elite League tournament. Our first game today, SDP had a 5-0 lead against East Coast North, almost lost it. Wound up winning 8-7. And now SDP's 2009's trying to do the double, and has played into the Little Caesars, and then Reeder in the left corner goes behind the net. Now up the slot, a pass is picked off. Tafe spins and shoots. It's off the traffic, and Tafe goes back, drops it into the corner. Players from both teams in as they score! It came in front, and Tafe, surprise, knocks it in. And it's 5-4. SDP leads for the first time, 26 seconds into the third period. Connor Tafe scoring his second goal of the game and fourth of the year. And all of Little Caesars' good work in the first period has been erased. They now trail for the first time, 5-4. Now Tafe breaks in from the faceoff. He shoots, and that's deflected by Gutierrez wide. And Knutson gets the assist on the goal, and it's 5-4 SDP. Now behind the goal, we got a whistle, and we're going to have a penalty. An elbowing call behind the play at 47 seconds. And SDP is going to be shorthanded as Chartier heads to the box. Now here's Gutierrez from the faceoff, power play number 3 for Little Caesars. They look to get the game tied again, 1:50 to go in the power play. It's banked off the boards, and that is Jaworski. Now a shot by Gutierrez, pad save. Puck comes out to the far side as Hudson Ferry making the stop for SDP. And now here is Jaworski feeding it beside the goal for Arnone. Now back out to Jackman along the boards. Now Gutierrez. Back to Jackman. And up the challenge was Forrest, and he couldn't knock it away. Gutierrez now will work towards the high slot. Crossing over to the near side, still in possession in the circle. Centers it, and that was blocked by Miller Wenkus. Off to the near side, backhanded, ahead, but not out. Excuse me, that was Channing Goodwin, 45 instead of 15. Here's a drive by Jaworski, and Ferry really didn't have a clue, but it was over the top. Never saw it. And it goes back behind the net and comes around to the near side. 50 seconds of the penalty as Gutierrez throws it across. It's blocked loose, and they scored! Jaworski on the power play, and it's 5-5. Well, a little bit of bad fortune there for SDP as they deflected the centering pass unfortunately for them, it went right to Xavier Jaworski, and he had no trouble. He gets the game tied again at 2:03 of the third period. Power play goal, and Little Caesars 2 for 3 on the power play now, and it's 5-5. Goaltender out to play it, knocked out of the air by Bergloff, who takes it back behind his net. Now Bergloff will lift up to the near side, and Anderson can't get out. Peterson shoots, that goes wide. And the rebound picked up by Goodwin. Played up the middle, and here's SDP. A pass for Bergloff is picked off, and stepping up, Peterson over the line, and it's offside. Gutierrez is getting an assist on that goal. Now Tafe back in for SDP. His shot floats onto the goaltender, and we'll get a save and a stoppage. Play in the Little Caesars zone up to the high slot, now picked off, and here comes Jackman, a pass to the right, and down the wing comes Arnone. He shoots, and he missed the net. And that caroms all the way back into the Little Caesars end, and Peterson back behind the goal. 3 minutes gone in the third period. Rink-wide pass to Jackman at center ice. He comes in over the line, and that shot is blocked. Anderson with a nice play. SDP in their zone trying to work a reverse to get the breakout, and now they do get it to center ice, and it's picked up, and here they come over the line. Knutson, pass to the left, stolen by Arnone, lays it ahead for Jackman, and behind the play we've got an interference penalty, or a trip rather, that is going to put SDP on the power play. And the penalty will go against Jack Peterson. 3:26 the time. And it's power play number 2 for SDP and a 5-5 tie in the third period. And the puck comes out to center ice and gets past Becker Wenkus. It comes all the way back. Now Ferry playing it around on the left wing. And they played back behind the goal, and Tafe has it in the corner. And Little Caesars finally loses possession. Becker Wenkus lost out, and it's going to be held in and played back deep. This is a nice start to the penalty kill for Little Caesars as Adams plays it behind the goal. SDP looking to get out of the zone, and they're finding that surprisingly hard. Now they finally do get it to center, but it's kind of a loose pass, picked up anyway, and over the line comes Knutson. Leaves a drop pass for Chartier. A high slot, Becker Wenkus through traffic to the right side, closing in. Here's a chance, and Chartier was denied by the sliding defender. And here's Becker Wenkus closing in. He then throws one back blindly across that play. Luke Canal on the defense, and that hurt him. He's still limping out there. Now into the near circle. Knutson plays it. Tafe goes around behind the goal. 35 on the power play. Here is a shot right on, a pad save, rebound off the initial shot by Chartier. Picked up. Here's a shot right on by Knutson and a save by Aiden Meyer, and we get a face-off with 9:59 to go in regulation time in the third period. 26 seconds of power play left on a 5-5 game. It has been a good one. Both of them have been very good games. Cole Forrest on for the face-off for SDP. 26 seconds of power play left. And it's picked up and backhanded out of the zone by Arnone, and that'll come all the way in. And Ferry will leave it. And in the right corner, Marginot trying to turn with it. He goes down, and now behind the net, Forrest. 9 seconds in the power play, and down the wing they come. Now a drop to the left point as the penalty expires. Here's a shot and a glove catch. Puck dropped down off the stick of Forrest as Mayer made the save but couldn't hold it, as it turns out. Now here comes Arnone going in. He fakes, he shoots. Oh, and a great stop by Ferry. And Hudson Ferry stayed right with it, and Arnone could not put it past him. Face-off coming in the SDP end with 9:18 left and a 5-5 tie. Now played around by Wilson behind the goal for SDP. The near side, and the puck now will wind up behind the net as Wong takes it there. And now played on out to center, and Gutierrez backing up into his zone. His outlet pass is deflected on goal by the forechecker, Nicholas Anderson. And Mayer had to cover up. 8:57 to go in the third. Shots 18-17. Each team has scored 5 goals. Both teams potent. Here's a shot that goes wide of the goal from the face-off by Anderson. Now out to center. Played in over the line, and here comes Kaloji, and he had it taken away. Puck lying loose in the slot. There's a shot, a toe save by Ferry. Good chance in front of the goal for Little Caesars to get back on top, and Ferry shot the right pad out and made the save. And Jackson Reeder has to think again. 8:41 to go, and a good stop by Ferry. From the draw, it's picked up, and SDP will carry out a rink-wide pass. Here's Tafe over the line. He's got the hot hand with 2 goals. Tafe on Gutierrez. Puck comes to the corner. Now played around behind the goal, and Chartier is after it there. He goes down deep, and that is Knutson. Now a drop pass to the left point. Becker-Winkus over to Miller at the right point. Diagonal pass intercepted, and now played out to center. Becker-Winkus will tip it back into the zone and pick it up. Now they'll play through center, and it's Tafe over the line going to Chartier. Drop pass, and Knutson after it. Goes down the boards, and it's Tafe trying to put it in front, and that's going to be picked up by Colby Coombe and played out to center ice. Here comes Little Caesars over the line, and that is Arnone with it. He plays it down. Gutierrez behind the goal, centers it, backhanded shot, and Jackman put it wide. Now SDP picks it up. Less than 8 minutes to go, and here comes Knutson over the line. He will play it in, chasing after it for Little Caesars is Keinel, and it goes into the corner. Tape there, looking to center it, and Knutson taken out against the boards to the right point. Now Marginot feeds it over to the left, and here's a chance, a shot, a save. Tape crashing on the rebound, and just a step slow as Avalar's initial shot came. Now a drive by Marginot from the point, and Knutson can't tip it. Out to center, here comes Jackman over the line. Jackman with a step going in, he shoots, and he wound up putting it over the top. Now loose in the corner as Avalar goes after. They gave it up, comes to the left edge, and Tafe back checking. Will pick it up. Behind the goal for Avalar. Loose now, and they're going to scrap for it right by the right corner of the goal. Now finally it's dug out, and SDP will try to clear it, and they wind up putting it out of play instead. We're going to face off with 6:49 left in the third period. We are tied 5-5. Each team with a goal in this third period. Tafe for SDP, Jaworski for Little Caesars. Now loose. They'll face off and finally picked up and played on into the zone by Jaworski. Going after it, Wilson. Around behind the net, Wong with it for SDP. Return pass is weak. Centering pass is sticked away by Ferry, the goaltender. And now down the wing they come, Cole Forrest. They're going rough there, but Wilson carries on. It comes up the slot, and now out to center comes Little Caesars. They are 4 wide. Over the line, Jaworski goes after it. And then lost out. Cleared up the wall on the near side, and here comes SDP. Back they come. And it's Max Adams going in. He forced around behind the net. Hendricks along the boards, lays it ahead, and here's Bergloff, 2 against 2. Caught him on a change. Bergloff going in. He fires, and a stick save by Mayer. And now back comes Kennedy over the line for Little Caesars. Kennedy into the corner, and he knocks Becker Wenkus in against the boards. And the puck is played ahead. It's going to come all the way down the ice. Icing is indicated and called. So we'll take the face-off to the right of the SDP goal, 5:32 to go. Here's Gutierrez from the face-off, playing it down behind the net. And they'll play for it behind the goal. Kaloji is there, but Little Caesars has possession. Kaloji looking to center it. It's loose in front, comes up the slot. Here's a shot and a pad save off of Coombe, and now back comes SDP. Tipped in by Bergloff, but from their own side of center, and icing waved off as Gutierrez could have played it with 5 minutes to go. As SDP gains possession in the corner, they come out, a shot, they score! Sharp angled shot from the corner. And SDP with 4:59 to go goes ahead 6-5. And a sniper shot by Channing Goodwin makes it 6-5. And the time of that goal is 10 minutes and 1 second. Goodwin's 5th. SDP 6-5. Each team with 20 shots on goal. And there's a discussion going on in front of the Little Caesars bench. I don't think they like the outcome, but SDP is on top. SDP wins the faceoff. And Becker Wenkus gets the second assist, played behind the SDP goal. Goodwin's 5th. Bergloff and Becker Wenkus assist with 4.5 minutes to go. Here comes Knutson over the line. He weaves off to the left, and then it's blocked before it can get to the goaltender. Ebersold for Little Caesars, and it winds up going behind the net to the near side. Adams off the glass and out to center. Here they come. Jackman over the line, shooting. Oh, and the goaltender out, didn't know where it was. Finally, he's sitting on it. And Perry gets the stoppage. Made the initial stop, but didn't stop it completely, and then had to find it. SDP used its timeout when trailing 3-0. Little Caesars still has theirs, and with 4:10 to go, a centering pass comes on goal, and now it's up the slot. And here's Peterson from the point, fires. Pad save by Ferry. Backhanded to the line, held in by Peterson. Now stolen away, and SDP with a 3-on-2 down the wing. Hendricks, as the defense catches up. Hendricks closes in, centers, and it trickles harmlessly through to the near side, and SDP gives up possession. Little Caesars down the wing. Corey is taken in against the boards by Forrest. It goes behind the net. Now Weinberger looking to center it, and it comes to the circle. Played off to the right boards and picked up by Hendricks. Plays it ahead. They've got a man behind the defense, and it's an offside pass. As just unable to stay onside. I believe that's Donne for... Oh, it was Forrest, excuse me, for SDP. 3:29 left, face-off back in the SDP zone, and they lead 6-5. Comes in front, oh, and a great chance for Jackman, but he couldn't get a stick on it. The goaltender bowled over. Wong behind the goal, hotly contested last few moments of this game has a long pass. This is a breakaway. Bergloff going right in. He shoots. Oh, and a save by Mayer. Rebound in front. And a good chance comes to grief as Anderson unable to connect. With 3 minutes to go, here's a shot from the circle. Save made by Mayer off Bergloff again. And now it comes to the far side and it's banked out to center. That will be icing on Little Caesars with 2:53 to go. Great chances for SDP to take a 2-goal lead, and Aiden Mayer standing up for Little Caesars and sometimes falling down for Little Caesars, but keeping the puck out of the net is the important thing. 2:52 left. Face-off win for SDP. Left point it comes. Here's a shot deflected down as the shot taken by Wilson. Now out to center, and here's Wong with it. Center circle, and picked up by Chartier, who plays it in. 2:38 to go. Puck behind the net. Loose to the circle. Little Caesars will break out. And down the wing, it's Adams. He plays it in rink wide to the far side. Tafe after it, along with Gutierrez, as they go to the boards. And it's dug out. Picked up finally by Weinberger behind, and he centers it. Trapped against the post. Ferry has it under his glove with 2:17 left. Face-off coming up to the left of the SDP goal. Now it's cleared out to center, and Peterson with the skate plays to the blue line and finally into the zone. They clear it, so there's no offside. Becker Wenkus to the right side. Now he plays it out to center, and Peterson with 2 minutes left goes D to D, pass in the center circle, and here comes Kaloji, and he lost possession. Back at neutral ice, is picked up and carried ahead by Jackman down the wing. Jackman is denied at the blue line. Tafe comes back for SDP, and he shoots it in. 1:45 to go. Peterson behind the goal. Long pass up the right is going to be picked up, and Miller Wenkus does not play it. No icing. And he takes the pass from the goaltender in the right corner, cleared around to the far side. Becker Wenkus, and that winds up going to center ice, and it hops past Reeder deep into the zone. 90 seconds to play. And now it's loose left at the left edge of the goal, cleared around to the far side and out of play, and that will allow a timeout opportunity for Little Caesars that you would expect them to take with 1:20 to go. But we'll see if they opt to do so. They do not, and the puck down. SDP picks it up at the red line. It's played in. Becker Wenkus, and that's blocked. Now Little Caesars back in, and here's Adams taking a shot. Stick save Ferry, goes behind the net, and SDP trying to clear up the wall. Now back into the left corner, picked up by Becker Wenkus as we hit the 1 minute mark. Puck played out to center ice, and we're going to have to see when Mayer comes for Little Caesars. If he does, it comes out to center ice, and SDP plays it back in from their own side of center ice. So that's icing, and now we'll get a timeout, I would expect, with 50 seconds to go, 52 to be exact. And an offensive zone face-off coming up for Little Caesars. We'll see if they take it. Now they're going to take it. Timeout taken with 52 seconds to go. And we'll see if Mayer comes back onto the ice with the offensive zone face-off coming up. We'll take a break and come back with the finish of our game next on the Youth Hockey Hub. Back at Braemar Arena, 52.2 seconds to play. Face-off coming to the left of the SDP goal in Hudson Ferry. The goaltender is off for Little Caesars. Mayer pulled for the extra skater. Offensive zone face-off coming up. And the draw played to Peterson at the left point. 6 against 5. His pass is blocked by Chartier to the far side, but Little Caesars will gain possession. Comes around to the near side. Kaloji in the corner, 38 seconds to go. Kaloji comes out, drops it to Peterson. Back to Kaloji in the circle. He closes in, he fires, and a save made by Ferry, and he holds it with 30 seconds to go. We'll get a draw to his right. Little Caesars winning the regular season title, but needing a goal in the last minute of the championship game. Now here's Peterson throwing it across, and he was looking there at the back post for Arnonia. Centering pass, and that's Gutierrez. Went off his blade with 20 seconds to go, and it's out to center, and Peterson has to regroup. 15 seconds to go. Gutierrez passes to the middle. It's picked up, and Becker-Wenkus plays it ahead. Peterson backs into his zone with 5 seconds to go. Gutierrez into the middle, and with 3 seconds to go, it's over the line. Controlled by Wang, and the game is over. And SDP rallies from a 3-0 deficit, and they win 6-5 in the finals over Little Caesars. So the Minnesota-based SDP teams sweep the 2009 and 2010 finals, but only by supreme efforts. 6-5, the final score here this afternoon from Braemar Arena. The final shots. Little Caesars with 25, 9 in the third period. And SDP with 21, including 7 in the third period. So 46 shots on goal, and 11 of them find the range. These teams well balanced, well matched. They were separated by 1 point in the regular schedule. Little Caesars winning it by 1 point, but SDP comes back and takes the championship game. They won 2 and tied 1 of the 3 games against Little Caesars in this event, and they are the champions. We'll get their banner presentation. Don't forget to tune into our Twitter feed for Peter Odney with the player of the game. Big win and 2 great hockey games today. SDP wins the second one 6-5 over Little Caesars. Jeff Pappas saying thanks so much for watching the U.S. Elite League here on the Youth